All right, guys. In today's video, we're going to dive into a case study and interview with the client on how we were able to increase organic traffic by 45%, increase conversions by 21%, and this resulted in a 15% growth in sales. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Today, we're here with Aaron Blum. Aaron is the director of business development for CRM Lean. Aaron is an expert in construction lean services. Aaron, thanks so much for doing this. How you doing today?
Hey, great, great. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Cool, man. So today we're going to dive a little bit into kind of what Aaron does and kind of how we've been working together on some of his campaigns. So why don't you tell me a little bit about kind of your industry and what you do and what challenges clients have when they come to you?
Yeah, definitely. We're in a very niche business, so we specialize in just doing preliminary notices, mechanics liens for construction companies. So we work in all the states in the U.S. We're based in Orange County, but we have clients all over the country. And really, the main thing we're offering is we're preparing documents that help our customers get paid. So really, the main issues our customers are facing is just slow payments or just unable to collect payment in the construction industry, which is a super common problem. So we offer a service where we prepare all these documents for them that basically help secure their right to lien and help ensure payment for all their jobs. Yeah, we've been doing this for it's a family business, so it started by my mother and father-in-law 38 years ago or something like that. And then they're in the process of retiring. So they brought me on. And since I joined the company about 5 years ago, I've been really trying to take to the next level and grow it, which is kind of what started, conversations with Dennis. Now kind of working more closely on a month-to-month basis. But yeah, that's a little background of our company.
Cool. And then, so you're really trying to take them into the next era, 21st century using, kind of new digital marketing practices. So that's awesome, man. When it comes to kind of, one question that kind of comes up to me is what percentage of construction companies tend to have this problem?
Yeah, gosh, I think every construction company has this problem because the construction industry is just one where the risk of non-payment is a lot higher than other industries because almost everyone pays on credit. And there's just because cash will often go from a lender to an owner to a GC to a sub to a supplier. There's just lots of potential for delays or issues and all that transfer of payment. So because there is so many of these payment issues that happen in the industry, the government created, a subset of laws to help protect construction companies and encourage construction because it's so good for our economy and for our development as a nation. So anyway, yeah, it's super common. I think pretty much if you ask any sub or supplier, especially if they've ever had a payment issue or been unable to collect a payment, in the past year, I think 99% would say yes. The only exception to that is if everyone's prepaying or so they're not extending credit, right? But anyone that's extending credit will experience a delay at some point or another in getting paid.
It's obviously a niche and, and if anybody out there kind of needs it, we're going to kind of give them your information at the end, kind of on how to contact you if they need that help. So let's talk about how like we kind of met. What made you start thinking about, digital marketing and SEO specifically?
Yeah, what made me start thinking about it is once I joined the company, one of my first projects was updating the website. Our website was I think built in 2008 and had not been updated in 15 plus years. So that was my first major project was making it more modern, updating the messaging, updating the brand, updating the logo, all that stuff. So I actually did that myself. That was part of the first year. I just really focused on the website because I knew that was our main marketplace. The main way people would find us would be online through Google and search engines. So but then once I built the website and spent a lot of time and money investing in that, then I realized, okay, now how do I get more people to see this awesome website I built? And that's why I realized there's such a big market out there and a big opportunity, but and people are searching for these services, but the odds of them finding us are pretty low based on our current SEO, our current rankings on Google. So that's what kind of started me in the process. I really need to know more about this. I worked at a tech company before that had a pretty strong SEO strategy and content marketing strategy. So I was somewhat familiar with what it looked like, but just didn't know how to implement it. And that's when I reached out to, I think the first thing I ordered from Dennis was like a super simple starter, like SEO, like
An
I can't
audit,
even
right?
remember
Yeah,
it.
we did the
It
audit.
was
Yeah,
SEO audit. Yeah, it was an SEO audit. That's what it was. Yeah. And it was
yeah.
super helpful. What really impressed me about the audit was like, I feel like I got so much education from it and just so much knowledge and just like a better understanding. I got a lot more from it than what I felt like I paid for it. So just like a lot of added value, which immediately made me have a lot of trust and respect for Dennis and his services and his knowledge on the industry and SEO. So yeah, that was I just knew like if we were going to grow as a business, our key strategy for that growth is our SEO strategy, digital marketing, content marketing. Like a lot of these keywords we're targeting state by state have 400, 500, 700, 900, 1,000 plus monthly volume. We can tap into that and get new leads every month from this monthly volume. Even if 1 or 2% of that comes our way, it would completely change our business. So it just seems like an obvious thing to focus on. And yeah, Dennis has been a huge instrument in that growth for us since we started using his services. So
Appreciate that, man. And one thing about the audit, like there's I don't know if you ever did this, like run the site through like some of the free tools. Like there's audits that you could get for free. And this is common practice, right? When you're going out there, somebody give you something, like a SEMrush report with like 50
yeah,
pages and 300 things that you need to kind of fix, and it just becomes overwhelming. My approach is like, let's find 3 to 5 things that are going to help the site thrive. And then what I try to do is kind of make it not jargon based, where I'm spitting out all this SEO jargon that, business owners don't understand, and really try to make it to where you understand, okay, SEO or organic traffic is these parts, right? Technical, implementation, and then, content plays a big, big role. And I think from that point on, I gave you the report. I said, there's 2 options that you could do. You could either try to do it yourself. It's going to be pretty scalable, kind of bootstrap it, and or you could hire us, right, to kind of done for you. I think you went and kind of did it yourself, which I
yeah,
always kind
yeah.
of almost love when clients do that, because then they get to see the value in kind of what it takes to kind of get it done. So tell me a little bit about like what happened once you started implementing some of the strategies and tactics that I gave you in our audit.
Yeah, yeah, totally. So I did want to do it myself. I wanted to learn, like, I want to do it for myself. And like as a business owner, I just wanted to know what I was talking about. If I was going to invest more in SEO, I wanted to see all the parts that play into it. So I did try to do it myself. And we actually had a lot of success implementing what, Dennis recommended we do. He gave us a full, like, in that audit, a full list of like the keywords and like the volume and like the difficulty and which ones that we could target and what type of content we could create to target it. And and you even like pointed me in the direction of like other, people that we could bring on to write blogs for us that were like high, like really good keyword targeted blog content. So we worked with some of the people he recommended on Fiverr to write the content. And then we also worked with the Hoff to like build those backlinks that Dennis recommended if we wanted to do it on our own. So I did all those things, and but I was only able to produce I think 2 blogs in the span of a year, that just because it just took enough time, and I'm like doing so many other things, I just never had enough time to put as much behind it as I wanted to. But just in those 2 blogs, just with doing what Dennis recommended and all on my own and very minimal, we probably spent close to couple of grand, at least a couple grand on the Hoth, but everything else was very minimal. And we even just with those 2 blogs, we ranked close to the first page on both of those blogs that we wrote for those states that we were targeting. And I was like, man, if we could do this in all 50 states and we could scale this thing, it would be a game changer. So that's when I was like, okay, this is important, but I just don't have the capacity to put enough time and energy behind it. So I know I want to work with like someone like Dennis, and Dennis was my first person I went to just because I already knew he knew what he was talking about. He like respected me that I want to do it on my own first, and then when I couldn't produce what I wanted to produce, that's when I came back. And yeah, it's been super valuable for us.
Yeah, I mean, and personally, I love it when clients pick up the ball and want to run with it, because number one, I know I try to educate clients. Like I said, I don't mix it up with a lot of SEO jargon and try to talk about above clients. What I do is try to empower you and really tell you, okay, you can do this. It's like any kind of skill or business function. You need to learn, what exactly are the steps, like anything in life. So it's not like the thing that bothers me the most is when people go like, okay, I'm going to hire you to get organic traffic. You do your magic. And, and I go, I'm not David Blaine. There's no magic to this. It's just a skill that I've learned, that I've learned.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
right. Like there's, I don't have like a wizard's hat or anything like that. You know what I mean? So, but, yeah. And then what I love is when clients actually start getting results because I make it, like I said, it's not 300 things that you need to do. There's really kind of most clients when they come and they're trying to get organic traffic, their site doesn't have anything. So really kind of basic fundamental stuff. If you implement it and actually take action, you are going to start seeing results. It's like somebody
hmm
that's been on their couch eating pizza forever and you start getting them to go to the gym like once a week, they're going to start seeing results, right? And then once you kind of figure out, okay, yeah, the bandwidth to really kind of scale this, you need a team. Um, that's when I love when clients come back because you already see the results. You see that it's not impossible, that it's not magic, and implementing it with a strategy, right? Like the cliche quote, like if you don't have a plan, you plan on failing, right? You got to have a plan. So then you came back. I think that was what like a year or something like that. But you kind of went on your own, kind
yeah,
of.
yeah. I think we started talking probably, yeah, probably like 7 or 8 months ago about, yeah, like for reference, I did it for probably a year and a half on my own. We only produced two blogs. Both of them had a lot of success. We're driving traffic to our site, but then within what 6 months of working with Dennis, we had over like 60 blogs, and they're all starting to rank and drive traffic. So yeah, just the difference of what you can do it on your own. You just need, like, if you really are serious about it and it's important to your business and it's your strategy for growth, like you really do need to have a good amount of time to focus on it if you're gonna do it yourself. Because yeah, you only really see traction if every month you're producing content and the backlinks and doing all the steps that Dennis talks about. So I just knew, unless we made it like, I just knew at my rate of only doing two blogs a year, there's no way we were going to scale it to the level I wanted to get to. That's when I knew we had to make a change. But
Right, and you did. I mean, you're mentioning just two blogs, but you did. First of all, you did invest in getting the keyword research done, so that's the research that we
yeah,
gave. Right,
yeah, yeah,
you had a solid plan that when I gave it to you, I said, Aaron, this is the plan that works. Right, follow these steps,
yep,
implement the technical stuff. You did the technical stuff, like you said, you worked on the site, right? Then the content, and you did also have an authority link building strategy, right? That you were kind of doing. So it's I don't want to hear you discounting. You just did two blogs. There was a lot of stuff that you
it
did.
was a lot of stuff. Yeah, and I just trusted Dennis, and I was like, I'm going to do exactly what he says and see if it works, and I did, and it worked. It's just obviously I wanted to grow faster, so that's when we made that change. But yeah, I just like that SEO audit like literally gave me a step-by-step plan. I just did everything exactly as he said. And yeah, it worked. I was like, okay, this is actually how you like it really I really did think it was some kind of magical algorithm, like sometimes you just get lucky or something, but there really is a way that you can rank on the first page for almost any keyword. You have to do the right steps, that's when I realized, okay, this isn't as difficult as I thought it was. It just does take some time and energy to make it work, and some strategy. So, but yeah, no, we got something going. It just wasn't at the rate I was wanting to get to. I was shooting for like 15-20% growth on our site and in our revenue, and at that rate we were only probably going like 5 or 10%. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a good segue because I wanted to, and I mean, I don't want you to kind of give out like exact numbers. Obviously, let's just stick to percentages. But I think we've been working now like about 5 months, right? And you kind of, I would say you kind of jump started, right? The site, with the plan that we gave you, and then now we're going into like 5 months, and I mean, right now, based on forecasting, what do you see growth looking at, right now for the company?
yeah, I think since we, started using, Dennis's services and like, started putting this plan into place, I mean, the traffic has gone up a ton, the keywords have gone up a ton. A lot of the states that we're really focused on that are high revenue potential for us are we're starting to rank in those states, and our blogs are getting close to the first page on those states. And now this year we're trending at like 15% growth, but it keeps going up and up and up. So 2025 could be, a huge year for us if we keep growing the way we are, because we've never seen such a spike in our traffic and our keywords. And most of our leads right now are coming through Google and through search engines. So it's already like doubled the amount of leads we're getting through. So it's huge for us. So I know if this keeps going the way it is, yeah, easily, we're already trending at 15% growth, but it could get up to 25% growth the next year.
Yeah, and
So
I mean that's awesome to hear because I mean it's always, in this business there's so many people that promise like guaranteed results or 30-day results. A lot of them are like giving you kind of like, yeah, I could rank you number one for some obscure keyword, some your name, right, to see yourself. So I mean, that's what I love about kind of the way I work with clients and kind of educate you, show you this is the process. There's no, I'm letting you look and see exactly up under the hood to how it works. And then you really understand kind of this is the projection. I think also a couple of months, maybe like a month or two ago, we had that huge spike where we were on a big national keyword that we were both like, just like, whoa, this is great. This is a keyword that's just like huge. And it kind of showed how the site is starting to punch up higher than it can right now. But getting there obviously is something that we could do. Um, so in terms of like if you had somebody that you wanted to give advice not only about like working with me but also kind of getting started building organic traffic, right? What would be the advice that you would give another business person?
yeah. I mean, like the advice I would get, like I tried to do it on my own. The first step I did was the SEO audit, which was really, really helpful just in my own education and knowledge of SEO and digital marketing, and really understanding how it all works and how it plays together with keywords and content and backlinking and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, my main recommendation for any other business that wants to grow and utilizing modern tools, I definitely recommend you learn it yourself and you get a team under you and you implement these strategies. If you even just pay, that minimal fee for the SEO audit and just follow the plan, it's going to work. But if you'd rather just like Dennis feels like an extension of our team, it feels like I kind of did hire on a whole team of marketing people to help me. So it makes a lot of sense if you just want to outsource it and partner with someone that already has a lot of success, knows what they're doing, and been doing it for a long time. It's way more cost effective for us to do that than to hire two or three people to do it for us. So yeah, I mean, my anyone that would ask me right now if they wanted to grow their business and utilize content marketing as a strategy of that and the SEO as a strategy of that, I would say work with Dennis, because it's a no-brainer for me, and it's been the best decision. It's been a great partnership. We have no plan of stopping soon. We just now budget for this yearly that we're gonna have this spend, but it's going to have this results for our business. So we know we're getting the ROI is totally there. So it's easy to justify that in our marketing budget right now.
Awesome, man.
So
I appreciate that. So, and I think also I think you touched on really two great points. Like number one, get educated. And I love that because I love a client that really understands that how this stuff works, right? So get educated. Like you said, we have an audit that's very low friction. You're able to kind of come in, get an audit. It's not like an automated audit. We actually do the keyword research manually and look at your site and look at the errors and figure out, okay, what are the three things, five things that really going to help you? Um, doing it yourself, what I call like DIY, it's kind of like done in years, right? You could do it yourself. You could do it in years,
yeah,
or you could hire somebody and do it for you and kind of condense those years into. I mean, we're just five,
totally.
and you're already seeing, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
hockey
Yeah,
stick.
with the whole thing of like getting educated too, what's great about working with you, Dennis, is like you every time we're on a call, I never stop learning. Like we meet monthly, sometimes more than once a month, and like we talk about the strategy, we talk about the the market. We talk about new tech. We talk about AI. We talk about whatever comes to mind. But every time we talk, the books you're reading, the books I'm reading, we're learning together, what's happening with Google, what's happening with AI, what's happening with digital marketing. And you never stop learning. So even if you wanted to start getting results immediately, I think if you just start working with Dennis, you will learn as you go too, and you'll immediately start to see some good things happen. And even doing it on my own, I was still spending probably 500 to 700 bucks a month, but just not getting near the results that I would, I was getting some results, but not as much as I could have been if I just would have started earlier. You just kind of live and you learn, but it's been a great decision to make that partnership for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I love that's one thing that I actually love working with other entrepreneurs because I am an entrepreneur myself. I am a business. I consider myself like a business nerd, if anything, right? Like I'm always trying to figure out, and as a business owner, it's really two things you need to kind of focus on, right? Like is number one, innovating, making sure that your business is innovating and growing, and then marketing, right? If nobody knows you, you could have the best thing in the world, but if nobody really knows you, then you're not going to be able to be successful. So marketing is key. And then for me, I just love sharing knowledge that I have in books. And like you said, I'm always kind of reading something or trying to bring to the table something that I've learned. What's one of the books that you recommend to business owners to read if they're just trying to get started?
Yeah, I mean, the book that really helped me just kind of get some traction on our website and just understanding more about like brand messaging was Story Brand by Donald Miller. So I do like some of Donald Miller's books. And he's got another one that's like Marketing Made Simple or something that's even like a more practical, like simplified version of that book, basically just for your website and your marketing. So it helped me understand messaging and brand and like how to tell a good story with our website and with our how we communicated with our customers. So that was really helpful. And yeah, I honestly was just watching. It was hard for me to find a good book that was engaging on SEO stuff. So I watched some YouTube videos. I can't remember what I was watching, and then I was like, I really just want to like get some more specific information from an expert. Found Dennis. That's what started this whole thing. But yeah, I think StoryBrand's a good starting point to at least understand messaging, and then so
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you always gotta be, I mean, if you're in business, it's a competitive sport, right? So you have to train. You have to be, always getting, having a playbook that you're running for yourself. So, so hey man, this has been super, super fun. Really appreciate everything you said. Two things. Number one, where can people find if they need your help? Let's go ahead and tell people how you could help them and where they could find you.
yeah. If you need help, you can find us through any of the 60 blogs that Dennis has helped create for us, or just go to our homepage, which is crmlsi.com. So that's kind of a mouthful, but it's Charlie Romeo Mike Larry Sam India.com. And yeah, once again, we work completely with construction companies. So if you're a sub or a supplier or even a GC, and you're just looking to kind of like level up some of your tools for how you get paid. It's really difficult to manage all these things in house. So you can work with us. We can lift that administrative burden off of you and really help you get paid a lot faster. So, but yeah, feel free to reach out. Always happy to talk anytime. And just even if you just want some basic knowledge on the stuff and how it works, I'm similar to Dennis, where I have a very consultative approach to how I sell. So I'm happy to just do a free consultation to just give you some information as well. So,
Cool, man.
but yeah, that's us.
Yeah, and then the final last plug for myself. What would you tell somebody that's looking to get started working with me?
Yeah, I recommend Dennis 100%. Like I said, it's been a learning curve for me since I got into this business for the past 5 years. I think I put some money into things and money into other things that I've had minimal success, and you learn from those experiences. But partnering with Dennis, I would say, has been probably the best investment we've made with our marketing budget, and we really have gotten the results that we've hoped for, and we have a good strategy going forward. So like marketing is just, I don't know, marketing and SEO can feel like one of those things you just dump money into. You don't know what's going to happen, but Dennis has given us so much confidence in this process. Every month we're getting reports on like how we're trending, how we're tracking, what we're producing, the results we're getting. So it's really clear to see what we're putting in and what we're getting out, and it's more than worth it. So anyone I recommend that's trying to grow their business and you have some kind of website, which you probably should nowadays, you need some SEO help, and this is your guy. So
Hey man, Aaron, thanks so much. Really appreciate you taking some time out of your busy day. And I will see you at the next meeting that we will
sounds
have.
good.
So thanks so
Sounds
much,
good.
man. Have
Yeah,
a
no
good
worries.
one.
Yeah, you too. All right, bye.
Yeah.